Hey, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you, excited to share the news with you. People, this is big news. So Nancy Pelosi, stock tracker, by the way, is back on Twitter after it was banned under the previous administration, right? The administration of Twitter, their wokester board and everything. Well, Elon Musk has allowed a lot of these accounts back on, and more will be coming. I hope for those in my listening audience, if you had a Twitter account, you can get that reinstated. But this is big news because this was wiped out, and all they do is track stock trades. Okay, so we've got Nancy Pelosi just made a huge trade. I'll give you a couple other news pieces too. I just have to silence. There we go. Silence that back feed there in the background. But so the Credit Card Competition Act. This is this woman, man. I'm telling you, she's got some skills. She really outperforms the market. But hey, when you can use insider trading information through Congress, you can do these things. I also want to mention I do have my merchandise store up. I did post a link to it. And pin that in the live chat, but it is Lumberjack Logic Show. Here, and I'll post it again here for you. Lumberjack Logic Show .square.site, S-I-T-E. So there's really cool stuff. I identify as non-binary. Cool shirt over there. Some new stuff. And all my, just so you know, on my merch store, I like nice shirts. So everything, it's not that just 100% cotton cheap stuff, okay? I get the real nice shirts, and I actually have women's cut shirts and so on. So everything over there, anybody who's ordered off my merchandise store always says that you have, because I'm kind of finicky on clothes myself. So I just want to let you know that. Also, the non-binary, if you do go check out the site, the non-binary shirt does not print out like that. There is no gray block around there. It was just trying to get the site up quickly. It will look like the other shirts, and they have the Lumberjack Logic logo on the sleeve. Anyways, so just real quick on that. You can use promo code Lumberjack to save 10% right now, and orders over $50 will get free shipping. So, but this is on the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker I wanted to get out. So back to that. And so she makes this trade. Now, here's the thing. This over the past 6 months, she has sold $7 million worth of Visa stock. But here's the thing. There is new legislation, the Credit Card Competition Act. It is legislation aiming to break up the Visa MasterCard duopoly, and it was just introduced in the House. Now, so if this is passed, there will no longer be this big monopoly with Visa and MasterCard on credit cards. So what do you think that's going to do? Well, competition is going to come into the market, and it's going to drive profits down. So it's a race to the bottom. So one of the things, like if you follow the credit card industry as a whole, this is really kind of shysterish. I'll give you a little inside baseball. I know I used to actually sell some point of sale systems, so I'm somewhat familiar with the credit card industry. But they have they used to have bigger margins. So like if you went and placed credit card processing in a store, there was bigger margins, and so the company that set that up was able to receive more revenue. Well, then what happened is they did a different act in Congress which only allowed so much on debit cards, and I want to say that percentage is 0.25% on debit cards, which then drove profits down, and then more competition was introduced into the market as well, and so those margins just kept getting thinner. Well, now this is what's happening here. So, and what's really nefarious, kind of what they did. So if you go to a restaurant, watch this. I'm telling you, they are just adding on 5% to your bill to cover the credit card transaction, and then they get extra money. The credit card processing companies that set the restaurant up with this say, hey, restaurant, we're going to make you more money. The customers will have to pay your credit card fees, but then the people setting up the credit card processing take a bunch of the money too. It's really just, it's mafia money. Credit cards, it's nuts. Well, Visa and MasterCard own 83% of the credit card market. So during a recession, Visa outperforms as more people resort to taking on credit card debt in order to pay for everyday living expenses. So the question is, what else is in this bill that's making her sell? Okay. November US payments volume on a year-over-year basis was up 9%. Okay. Credit card debt grew 8% compared to 2019. November US payment volume was 147%, with credit cards and debit at 157% on a year-over-year basis. November card not present volume was up. Card present volume was up. Everything was up. Okay, compared to 2019, November it was up 129% combined. It looks like here. So the question is, what else is in this bill? Well, we can go to the actual bill. Peter Welch, Reps Welch and Gooden have introduced the bill, okay? And they say credit card companies and mega banks keep finding new ways to squeeze our small retailers in Vermont. In a well-functioning market, there is competition and choice, kind of like social media Democrats. You mean like with Twitter and that kind of thing? Anyways, they don't want that, so long as they have the squeeze on it, okay? That does not exist in our current credit card network market. This bipartisan bill will correct that and bring much needed competition to the duopoly. Okay? The Credit Card Competition Act of 2022 will cut costs for businesses and families by requiring that banks with assets of more than $100 billion allow electronic credit transactions to be processed on no fewer than 2 unaffiliated networks, at least one of which must be outside the Visa MasterCard duopoly. This change will inject real competition into the credit card market, lowering the barrier to entry for new entrants, encouraging innovation, and exerting competitive pressure on Visa and MasterCard's fee rates. So how much will the credit card fees go down? Because credit card usage is going up because of the recessionary pressures and inflation, okay? But yet with this, these margins are going to be squeezed, and we're gonna see what takes place. But if Nancy Pelosi is selling, I am telling you people, if you're owning Visa stock, you might as well sell, because Nancy Pelosi, the girl's got the inside scoop, and she far outperforms the market, okay? And so she has benefited off of insider trading consistently, and that's why they pulled Nancy Pelosi stock trader down off of Twitter way back when, okay? And now it's back up again. So that's actually really big news. So I share these insider trading tips with you via Nancy Pelosi stock trader on Twitter. It's a worthy follow if you want to. And then I want to give you another piece of information, and you'll find this really fascinating. But Sam Bankman-Fried, guess who he just hired? Does anybody have this yet? So Sam Bankman-Fried, yes, of FTX, just hired somebody. Needed a lawyer, so who did he hire? He hired Ghislaine Maxwell's former lawyer, Mark Cohen. They're just all in the big circle. And then is anything gonna happen to this guy? I wanna believe something will. Hey, Michael Avenatti, by the way, the guy, remember the Trump Stormy Daniels thing? Michael Avenatti was sentenced to 14 years in prison today. So there you go. There's something to clap about, people, because that guy was no good. So remember, Lumberjack Logic Show .square.site, and you can get 10% off with promo code Lumberjack and free shipping on orders over $50, people. Get yourself some great Christmas gifts. There's some new designs on there. And then always mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack. Big savings over there too. Do your Christmas shopping through companies that don't, look, I don't hate you. I love you, all right? So anyways, thanks so much for listening, folks, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.